Who knew about his stuff required sensible things? What's your third today? Where is it? I'm the freestyle. Who knew about his stuff required? Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days for something else. Who knew about it for the things that you know? Who knew about it? Those days for something else. I see you there. Who knew those days for something else? Those days. Who knew about it? Stuff required? Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days for something else. I see you there fighting. Who knew about it? Stuff required? Those days for something else. Who knew about it? Stuff required? Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. I see you there fighting for the stuff required. Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. I see you there who knew about his stuff and some of the things. Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. I see you there fighting. Who knew about it? Throne. Those days were something else. Before the things that you know. Who knew about it? Those things were something else. Who knew required sense of things. Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. Who knew about his sense. Those days who knew those things. I see you there fighting. The other time, perhaps it was there. As I was there climbing down, who knew? All of a sudden, those days were something else. Who knew about it? But it's stuff request. I was there climbing down from the stuff. Who knew about it? Climbing up. Those days were something else. I was on the top. Who knew about it? Those days were something. Who knew? Those days for the things that you now. Those days were something else. Breathe for the things that you now. Those days were something else. As I was there climbing down, who knew? The other time. I was here my tent. My tent. You should jump fighting, boxing, training. I'm gonna start it. Yeah. Who knew about his stuff required those days or something else? I see other fighting. Who knew the other time? Perhaps it was there. So I was there climbing down. Who knew those days or something else? Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days for something else. Who knew about stuff required? Perhaps it was there long ago. Who knew about it? Thinking about the things who knew about it. Those days were something else. As you're there fighting for the things that you knew about it. Since some of things perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. Who knew about it? Climbing down from the stuff, perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. Ghosts that you now, those days were something else. As you're there fighting for the things that you're not climbing down for the stuff, those days were something else. As you're there who knew about it, stuff required. Perhaps it was there long ago. Those days were something else. Pay for the things that you know, who knew about it, but it's not there. Something else. Breathe for the things that you know, who knew about it, stuff required. The other time perhaps it was there, as I was there, who knew about it, those days were something else, who knew, no taking self-respect, scary for the things, story for the things, those days were something else, maybe who knew about it, but is it, those days were something else. Scary story, who knew about it, I was there climbing down those stairs for something else, who knew about it, stuff required, perhaps it was there long ago, those days for something else, fighting for myself, fighting for my family, who knew about those days for something else, pray for the things that you know, who knew about it, stuff required, perhaps it was there long ago, those days for something else, who knew those notes are taking self-respect, you for the things that you not reduce, who knew about it, but it's stuff required. Stuff required, perhaps it was there long ago, those days for something else, who knew about it, notes taking stuff, as I was there fighting, those days for something else, who knew about it, stuff required, fighting for, who knew about it, stuff, sense of things, perhaps it was there, climbing down those days, notes taking stuff, what no, sometimes nightmare comes against, no, those days for something else, notes taking self-respect, I'm talking. Maybe sometimes no bad dreams, who know I'm sick. Maybe sometimes no the states for something else. Who knew? But I'm not tired of fighting for my who knew about it, but it talk about who knew the other time. The doctor told me that who knew about stuff required perhaps there. Maybe now they lost who knew. Maybe they had to try to put me know those days for something else for being who knew about. I'm angry who knew maybe not control who knew those days for something. I'm fighting for myself those days for something else. I'm as I'm there fighting, turning aggressive for the things that you now who knew about it, but those days for something else. I still fighting, climbing up. But as I'm there fighting, who knew about it in the sense, you know, those days for something else. As I'm there fighting for the things that you now who knew about it. The other time perhaps it was there as I was there who knew about it, those that be careful, those days were something else, who knew break my bone on those days were something else, who knew about it, those days talk about it, the other time perhaps it was there long ago, those days were something else, who knew running, but now maybe not, but I sound, fighting. I don't know, have you ever thought to yourself, would it get scarier, or maybe it's not, who knew about it as you're there fighting, or asking yourself, who knew about it fighting, but the fear, no, those days on fear, who knew about the things that you not reduce, who knew about it, no, it's funny, no, maybe not, as you're there fighting for the things that you know, who knew about it, but it's stuff required, right, take care, be safe.